And we're back with Planet Coaster. Cottlandby, Planet Coaster to be exact. Let's have a quick recap. What we've been doing. This is the kind of pirate land, Pirate Cove in Lockdown Land, where the fun never starts. Let's just leave that for a minute though, because I've got distracted because I decided to build a log flume. And I thought, should I build it over there? Can it be a piratey log flume? Maybe. Should it be like a jungle log flume or a spooky log flume? And then I realised, no. It should be a mine. It should be an old Western style mine log flume. But we'll get to that in a minute. Here in the kind of naturey, foresty kind of landy bit, which needs more trees, I know. The dark rider build is still very popular, as you can see, and still churning through those guests. They love this ride, they really do. We have peaked at about 3,850 guests in the park so far, which is pretty cool, pretty handy. Yeah, there we go, off they go, just in time for the next one to arrive. Oh, that's running like a cream still. Love it, love it. Gonna have to revisit that dark ride and put some more bits and bobs into it at some point. So yeah, we've got a lot of guests in the park. I've done a few of the little tweaks over here in the Haunted House Shoot 'em Up Dark ride. The throughput on this was just shocking. So I've moved the exit to the other side opposite the entrance. So as you can see now, when guests get off, they don't have very far to walk anymore. They just walk straight out, and then the next group of people can get on. And this has actually doubled the throughput of this ride. I tried making a coaster train, but it just didn't work. So yeah, still about 600-700 guests now. So I'm going to build this log flume here in the part of the park which is Old West, and I'm going to do quite a lot of work on it. By the end of this whole area looks completely different. The flat ride's gone, the entrance is actually moved as well, and you're going to enter this from the back of the park eventually. I want this to be a log flume, a mine themed log flume. But I thought, what else does it need? You're just going down a mine, or what do you do? Well, you see a canary maybe, and like some coal or something. I don't know. No, I added sharks. Yes, it's the shark mine ride thing. I don't know. I ain't got a name for it yet. But basically, it kind of starts at ground level. The entrance, the station is not going to be underground, but it's just going to kind of be just above. Peaking above the ground. So you go down, there's a first drop immediately. This ride you get drenched. There's no doubt about that, you get drenched almost instantly. So you come out of the station, down a drop, round the corner, down another drop, and then down a smaller drop and into the showroom, which is going to be full of sharks. And you little bendy, twisty, turny bit there, and go back up. Now, at this point, you go straight back up. Now I thought, is it going to be a bit boring just for the boats to come straight back up and then back into the station, and then that's the end of the ride? So that's not really the way you want to end the ride, is it? So this bit down here, this kind of show bit down the line, is just the start of the ride. It's almost like a pre-show. You go back across the station, okay, and you'll be able to see people queuing, and they'll be able to see you. And then, let's just get rid of this. Then you go up. Right, let's just make that track a bit longer so we don't get stupid supports. There we go. You go up, and then down. Surprise. And there'll be another couple of splashes there. The idea is to have like a double splash at the end, where you go down, splash. And then I'm going to put loads of features and stuff through here as well. But I'm going to weave in between here a path, which I'll show you in a sec, which allows us to go into the park. So, much later, ta-da, we've got the station. It's finished. This area here, again, the entrance, that all gets changed. You'll see it at the end, but I'll give you a tour of the entrance area in a future video, because I'm redoing the whole thing. Down here is where we're going to have sharks. So really what we want to do is animatronics. No, I might use some of them lights actually. Them new lights. I bought the Studios DLC, and there's loads of new lights and stuff in there. There's loads of great stuff in the Studios DLC. I've just kind of given in now and admitted that I'm just going to end up buying all the DLC. I thought, oh no, you don't need DLC, there's loads of stuff in the game. Maybe I'll buy one if I get a cheap deal on all keys or something. No, I've ended up buying the Studios pack, the Marvelous Brides pack, the Vintage pack, the World Fair pack, and the Spooky pack so far. So I might as well just get them all because I'm going to at some point. So we've got sharks down here, we've got water flowing out the walls, as it were. So obviously when you're underground you do get you get water under the ground, don't you? So you're going to get wet, you're going to get scared. There's going to be these white lights, just a little bit of light every now and then I'm going to have some moving headlights glued to the ceiling with some floodlights flooding it all blue, so it gives you the real cave, but the beams of light just kind of add a sense of emergency to it, if you would. And then following that, we've got ourselves some water effects which will get you more wet. Okay, so let's get these lights in. Nice floodlights there, and then yeah, that's nice. These are really cool lights. There you go. Nothing scarier than a spotlight. I've been on a log flume in ages. When was the last time I went on a log flume? Alton Towers. The last year it was in operation, the log flume, before they got rid of it. They're becoming a bit of an endangered species, log flumes, aren't they? Especially in the UK. You don't really... I don't know where there is one at the minute. The one at Fort Park's closed, that went years ago. Alton Towers one's closed, that went years ago. I don't know. There was one at Hull Fair, but you're risking life and limb going on that thing. Yeah, I do miss log flumes. They are a fun ride on a hot summer's day, or when you're just wet anyway after a cold winter's day, and you get on it and get even wetter. So back outside, and as you can see, this is the path that's going to go down. So this is going to be the new main entrance into the Old West area, and this all at the front here is going to be blocked off. So you'll get in here from the back, basically, and this path will go all the way down through the middle, and then you'll get access to the rides there. So let's just flatten that. Also means I can actually move the exit for that ride, the log flume. The exit path for the log flume is a huge walk, so I can shorten that down. And then let's just bury it all underground. Get in, look at that. See, now I can build on top of it as well. 2 rides for 1. The footprint of this log flume is very small because it's mostly underground, and the bit that is out of the ground actually just goes on top of a hill which was there, which I wasn't going to use for rides anyway. So it's worked out really well, this. Very nice. Yeah, I read somewhere ages ago that the regulations now are that the water rides, or new water rides in theme parks, they have to use mains water supply. So you can't just take your water from a lake anymore. The water's got to be potable, it's got to be safe. And this has made the cost of operating those rides very, very high. You can see the logic really, because you come down that splash on a log flume, you get a face full of water. You don't really want it to be dirty, do you? Because something's going to go in your mouth at some point. So yeah, apparently that's why they're now prohibitively expensive to build and operate and maintain. So that's why no one's building them. I'm not going in anywhere, which is a shame because they're lovely rides. I don't know if the water I'm using here in Lockdown Land is from a clean potable source. I'm suggesting that maybe it's not, because I don't think I'd be that bothered. Anyway, there we go. I'm going to go redo the station as well to the mine train ride as well, because I think I can put a bit more detail on there. Some just from the building menu, some more features on the walls and things. Layer it up a little bit, so I'll do that. This snake all the way down here, and I'm going to have shops and things at the other end. Come on, people, don't want to cut anyone off. There we go. Let's just close all that up. Oh great, that ride's broke down, everyone's piling out. Oh, this isn't out. Oh, what? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I've deleted out that building. Right, need to repair that. Don't want to hit the back button because I don't know where I'm going back from. Right, I was going to refurbish that anyway, so let's just leave that for now. Let's have a nice new entrance here. Obviously, the queue line, as you walk over it, goes over the last drop. So you'll get wet on the queue line, which is kind of cool. That's down there. There we go. That's nice. Right, I'll get rid of them buildings in a sec. Let's just finish this off first. There we go. That's nice, isn't it? And there's going to be cafes and shops and all sorts going on down there. So it's going to be real special. Right, here we are. Finished. We'll have a look at this during the day because there are a lot of new shops on the left. And the lighting is done really well. Now, this POV of the log flume ride, when I can just find it again. There you go, it's a better view. So you see there, it's blocked off from the entrance now, and there's this shopping precinct down there. I put a new, smaller path in because it was causing problems with people walking around. Right, so the end of the ride goes all the way snaking under the queue. So the people in the queue can look down and go, oh my god, look how wet they are. And then we go into a nice bright station, which is like just below the ground. So you see where this is sitting, it's literally just below ground level. It's just dug into the ground a little bit. There's 20 boats on this ride. I think it can probably handle a lot more. I think I'm going to double the number of boats on it to about 40, because it easily should be able to deal with that. But as you can see, it's well hidden. There's some trees down there as well. You can't really see where it is. Now this point of view ride is very interesting for two reasons. Number one, well, let's just wait for the explosion. There's an explosion and the mine's gone wrong, and oh no, you've plunged down. Good, eh? Look at these wood mines, posts. The detail in this game is fantastic, and that's the first point. This is running on GeForce now, obviously, so this is running in the cloud. Playing it on a MacBook Air, but it's running in the cloud, and it has been this weekend slightly in a putty GeForce now. Now on this point of view, I did it twice. I filmed it twice. Both times the connection quality lagged out really badly, and you'll see it in a minute when it's lagging out. When it's not, you can see the detail that it's running on. It must be running on some pretty hardcore rigs. You look at the back of the seat in front of you, the lighting, shadows, everything, the textures, very, very impressive. And it isn't even running at full whack on GeForce, right? That shark on the left needs putting on the ground. That is an error I will correct, which I thought I'd already done. But here we are in the shark bit, right down the ground, deep in the mine. We're about to get out the mine. But you're about to see, again, going back to GeForce now, the quality of the connection is going to lag out quite badly. And you'll see some of the loss in quality. So you'll see what happens when you start to lose your connection. Now in the minute, you see on the right hand side, there's that little orange kind of transmission icon, radio waves, Wi-Fi icon, whatever you want to call it. And that's orange at the minute. That means that the connection is a little bit patchy. Okay. When it goes red, that means it's losing your connection, and it tries to reconnect. And it always comes up with a little box that says your connection is spotty. We're trying to get you back into your game. I don't think it's me. I don't think it's my connection. I've got a pretty consistent setup here. I'm literally sat on the Wi-Fi router playing this game, not doing anything else while I'm playing it. So yeah, I don't know what's causing it. Whether it is, you know, the internet is such a complicated thing, isn't it? Playing a game over it just seems impossible. Somehow it happens. We can do this. It's a miracle it works at all, to be honest with you. So we're going back up out the mine, and obviously we're doing this all at night because there's a lot of light bleed in this game. So if it wasn't at night, you wouldn't be able to see anything right now. Well, sorry, you would, because it would all be light. It'd ruin all the illusions and things. So now we're back outside. So you can just see a little bit. You can't see people. You still feel like you're quite isolated in this ride, like you're in a mine. And then you go back through the station at the top. So now, to your right, you can see people queuing, and they can kind of see your head bobbing along. Okay. At this point, of course, you're already drenched. So, yeah. There you go. A boring bit of the ride. Really could do some animatronics or something along here. But then this happens. You go back up again. And more. And again and again. This is the outdoor section of the ride. Now, I'm probably going to build the rock work in this area up as well. I'm just not sure how much by. I've got a lovely cup of tea today. I had tea in ages. I'm going to drink in a lot of coffee. Got one of them Virtuo coffee machines that make like huge cups of coffee. But after you've had 2 of them in the morning, you're just like shaking. So much caffeine. Yeah. Anyway, now you're at the top. You can have a look around. It's your bobble. Bobble, bobble, bobble. And then the first of our big drops. Whee! Whoa. Scary. There is a feature there that is supposed to drop when you get close, but I haven't set it up yet. There are trigger points down in that bottom section where the sharks are, and there's a trigger point obviously at the top where there's the first initial explosion. I haven't done the trigger points or anything else. This is nice because look, in the distance you can see the volcano. You know, you can see there's blasters and ride car just come out the side of the volcano. It does look nice at night, that volcano all lit up. And then up again, up even higher for our last drop. Yeah, so I thought I'd switch back over to tea for a few days. Even though tea's actually technically got more caffeine in it than coffee. Quite refreshing though, a nice cup of tea. Even on a hot day, a cup of tea quite refreshing, I find. Right, this is a double drop, so we go down. It originally was one single drop, but people didn't like it and they wouldn't go on the ride, so I changed it to a double drop. Whoa, splishy splashy. And there we go, you're all wet, and you go back through a cave, and eventually you will reach the station. And that is it, the log flume. The shark mine, I think I'm going to call it. Anyway, if you enjoyed that, please feel free to subscribe and come back and watch the next few episodes, or even go back and watch some of the previous ones. I'm learning how to play this game as I'm building this part. This part's going to be immense by the time it's finished, and it's all been done on GeForce now, so it's all been done in the cloud, which is pretty awesome as well. It does mean that I don't have to worry about guest numbers or anything like that. I can run this game at full whack with full guests, so it's going to be pretty awesome. Hit the like button and take care. See you soon.